Hi, everyone. My name is Robert Manduca, and I'm an assistant professor of sociology here at the University of Michigan. And in general, my research focuses on economic inequality and urban economic development. There's two broad research projects that I'm interested in talking about with people at MIDAS and potentially working with you all on. The first one is a project that looks at modeling urban economies and specifically asking, where does economic activity happen and who has access to it? This is something that has become an increasingly possible topic to study in recent years as the data availability or data access gets better and better. So in some previous work, I've looked at economic complexity at the metropolitan scale, sort of asking which industries are in which broad metro areas. And I've also done some work on identifying specific business districts within cities. So using block level data, like the data that's shown here, where I'm plotting jobs in metropolitan Detroit, or the location of jobs in metropolitan Detroit, to identify business districts. So going forward, what I'm interested in doing, and definitely would be interested in talking with people about, is linking this all together. So asking more, taking advantage of some of the data, some of the additional variables that are in the data sets that I'm using to study things like, exactly which groups of people or individuals are able to access which kinds of jobs, how commuting patterns are reflected in or impact who gets what jobs, and also sort of how far people have to travel in their day-to-day lives. And then potentially even getting other types of data to study sort of where spending is happening. And when people in a given city get a raise, does that go to businesses that are locally owned, or does it mostly go out of the local economy? The second major project that I'm working on right now is a project to study consumption patterns. So this is something that sociologists have been interested in for a long time, but they usually study it using qualitative methods. And so I have data. I've been working for the past year, actually, with some people that I met at the research pitch last year, some students in statistics here, to analyze the Nielsen consumer panel data, which is a large data set. It's at the UPC level, so individual barcodes, and it has a representative sample of about 40,000 people for more than a decade. And so we've been looking at patterns in this data in terms of who buys what kinds of products and what sort of commonalities emerge. And one thing that I would love to get people's help on is it's become apparent that the types of clustering and dimensionality reduction algorithms that me and my collaborators are familiar with are probably not going to be necessarily up to the task here. And so we'd love to talk to people who have expertise in these areas, sort of how do you identify clusters of like products or groups of people who buy the same sorts of things. And in particular, in cases where we have far more products than we do people in our sample. So high dimensional data expertise would be great. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you.